Very flattering freeze frame. Greetings, everyone. Well, I know I said I'd never do them again, but gall darn it if things don't keep ticking me off. So, yep, you guessed it, it's rant time. This time around, we're going to be talking about X, Twitter X, the X Twitter, I guess is more correct. Anyway, Elon Musk was recently talking about removing the block feature from Twitter, and needless to say, the internet has gone crazy, and I just had to put my 2 cents in about that. Because not only is that a phenomenally bad idea, but it's quite frankly a phenomenally dangerous idea that I honestly believe will completely kill the platform. At this point, I'm basically of the opinion that he's intentionally trying to destroy the platform. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. Every decision he makes just seems hell-bent on destroying the platform. Which is annoying because it's a platform that I personally have enjoyed for many, many years. I enjoy it for networking with other people, meeting creators of stuff that I enjoy, and whatnot. Anyway, when I did one of our gaming marathons the other day, before we got into the gaming, I just had to get some things off my chest, and I just kind of went off, like totally off the cuff, spur of the moment, speaking from the heart, about this whole Twitter X situation. So as I was editing clips earlier today, I was like, you know, this might be good for a rant video, but I'm not going to redo it. I might as well just show you the clips, and I'll just interject some additional comments as we go. So let's head back a few days to August 19th of 2023, where I basically ripped Twitter a new one for their proposed removal of the blocking feature. Why I think it's a phenomenally bad idea, and quite frankly, a phenomenally dangerous idea. Let's check it out. Yeah, I was gonna go shopping before. Oh my fucking god, Twitter, will you just post the goddamn GIF? Twitter is so broke. I'm almost done with Twitter, honestly. I'm just so sick of this shit. Goddamn thing not working half the time. Just I don't know. Oh, fuck's sake. I don't mean to be cranky. I'm hangry. I haven't eaten today because well, I just haven't had time. I basically woke up with like 3 hours to go before marathon time. I was going to go do some shopping, but I ran out of time checking messages, got angry about the whole Twitter situation. That just stressed me out. Halloween's right around the corner, and with the way the fucking trash fire bullshit of Twitter is going, you know how I have my links? I put all my socials up right at the front and end, bookending every single fucking video that I do. I've got like 100 videos in the queue for Halloween season. 100! And they all have the Twitter link in them. They all have the Twitter logo in them. The little bird. All of them. Every single one. So basically, I'm thinking the way things are going, if that block feature is actually removed, I'm gone. I'm fucking leaving Twitter for good. That's it. I'm done. And I'm panicking, looking at alternatives. It's like, I need to have social media stuff to cross-promote and interact and connect with people. Twitter was great for that. It was great for conversation. I mean, yeah, there was trash fiery aspects of it, but what social media platform doesn't? But Twitter was great for that. Connecting with people whose work I enjoy, you know, celebrities, directors, writers, actors, voice actors, like all of that. Connecting with all these people in the industry, having a great time, you know, connecting with other people who are interested in a lot of the same things I do, so expanding that. And there was just so much good that came out of it. And now, yeah. X, yeah, I know X will be pulled from Apple and Google app stores. You know what's funny? You know what's funny and ironic? And I post about this on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. I will never fucking call it X. It's such a stupid name and a stupid logo and a stupid brand. And Elon's just fucking stupid. fucking petulant child, making business decisions emotionally instead of actually looking at the impact that those business decisions have on the existing user base. You know, the user base he bought when he dropped 44 fucking billion dollars on the platform. So here's the thing. You need to have a block feature according to Apple and Google's policy. If you want to have your app in the store and it's a social media app, you are required to have a block feature. No block feature, you can't have your app in their store. Let's take a look at those policies for just a second here, shall we? You know me, I like to keep the receipts. Here's Apple's policy. Right at the top, actually, section 1.2 under user-generated content. Now, user-generated content, of course, could be the videos you create, the posts you post, the pictures you post, anything like that. But it also applies to comments. Comments are user-generated content. So all these rules apply to comments as much as the content itself created by the original poster. Now, you can read through this at your leisure. I've also included the link to the full policy in the description if you'd like to read the whole damn thing and see for yourself that all of this is in fact in there. But I'd really like to focus on the middle two bullet points here. First, we have a mechanism to report offensive content and timely responses to concerns. Yeah, I'm sure we've all reported things to Twitter periodically. And how often has action actually been taken on that? Yes, we manually reviewed the anti-Semitic, Nazi propaganda, racist, misogynist, homophobic post you reported and found that it has not violated any of our community guidelines. And then, of course, the second one, which is the ability to block abusive users from the service. It's right there at the top of their policy. Let's take a look at Google's. Quite a lengthy list of policies here. Google sure loves their word salad. But if we go down to the bottom of the list here, the second and third last in that list provides an in-app system for reporting objectionable UGC, that's user-generated content, and users, and takes action against that user-generated content and or user where appropriate. Again, how many times has Twitter violated that policy by not taking action on clearly objectionable content? Come on, guys. And then, of course, provides an in-app system for blocking user-generated content and users. That is blocking comments. Blocking and removing comments. That's what they're talking about. Not only that, but Google really wants to make sure they drive the point home. So down at the bottom of this section is a little drop-down menu called Examples of Common Violations. And if you open that up, you'll see this. And pretty much everything on this list applies. We want to talk about the blocking. So if we take a look at the last three, actually, apps with user-generated content, UGC, that lack sufficient safeguards against threats, harassment, or bullying, particularly toward minors. Yeah. Sufficient safeguards, like, you know, the ability to block. Posts, comments, or photos within an app that are primarily intended to harass or single out another person for abuse, malicious attack, or ridicule. I mean, how many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of examples could we pull up there of people trolling people, harassing them, of verbal abuse, hate speech, racism, anti-Semitism, homophobia, transphobia, all of that. How many posts have we seen that fit any one or all of those descriptions? How many have we reported? And, well, apps that continually fail to address user complaints about objectionable content. Same shit, different pile. Basically, Google and Apple both have the same rules. And Twitter is in huge violation of, well, at least 3 of the ones on this list. But, you know, the media jumping on this and saying, actually, Google and Apple don't allow that. You got to have a block feature. They weren't just blowing smoke. It's right there in the frickin' policy. Like I said, I've included links to both of these in the description if you'd like to read them for yourself. Now, here's the ironic part. Remember the other thing I've been bitching about for a couple of months now? YouTube, owned by Google, took the block feature away. So what? Is this do as we say, but not as we do? Like, what the fucking fuck, Google? Seriously. The mute function. The mute function is not the same. All that does is drop your trolls into an echo chamber. They can still leave comments. They can still, thumb up or thumb down your content. They can still interact with it. They can still watch it. They can still make clips of it and then make little trolly videos about you. It does nothing. It just puts them in an echo chamber so only they see their comments. Great. I don't want them seeing my content either. You know what Twitch is doing? Oh my God, Twitch did something right. They're actually adding additional levels to their block feature, where if you are blocked and banned, you can't watch the stream anymore. You can probably watch it if you're not logged in. I think that's the thing they're actually looking into. They're taking feedback on that, saying, "Oh, well, maybe we'll have it so, I don't do like an IP block or something." But that's a great idea. That's a great idea. So, and apparently it'll work instantly, where as soon as you block someone from your chat, bam, the stream just shuts off for them immediately. Brilliant. That's how it should work. So Twitch, as you may know, recently fell under new management, and I'm really happy to see that they actually seem to finally be starting to listen to the users and what we as their content creators want from the platform, what we need for moderation tools and just user experience tools and things like that. So on August 16th, they did a live stream on their main Twitch, the Twitch channel on Twitch, talking about some new updates coming out, some what they call their patch notes. So rather than just giving us a list, they actually did a little live stream where we actually get to meet some of the people behind the scenes who run the site. So pretty cool. I like that transparency, and I hope that we see a lot more of it in the months and years ahead. Anyway, this particular one talked about the aforementioned change to the blocking feature. This is how to do it right. Twitch is actually listening to what we want. YouTube and Twitter, pay attention. So this is straight from the horse's mouth, as it were, from, what's his name? Trevor Fisher, who is the Senior Product Manager for Community Health. So all three of the guys that you see in this are part of the community experience team, essentially. So they're the ones who go through all of our comments and feature requests and stuff like that, and then figure out what the users would like and what would be best for them, best for the platform, etc. So listen to what Trevor Fisher has to say about what's coming for the blocking feature.
This one, it's kind of a pre-announcement, but we've gotten a lot of feedback over the years, to be honest, that people want their channel bans to do more. And so in about the next month, we're going to be rolling out a new feature, which will let you, as a streamer, you'll have to go into your dashboard to use this. It's not going to be something we just drop on everybody. But if you do choose to use it, what it will be is you can choose to have your banned chatters no longer be able to watch the stream. And the way that will work is if you ban somebody and they're currently watching, then the stream playback will be interrupted for them so that they immediately lose the ability to view the stream. Then if you go offline, you stream again, they won't be able to watch your subsequent streams either until you choose to unban them. Whether it's you or a moderator who bans them, it will have that effect that they won't be able to watch. But as the streamer, you will have this choice to make of if this is something that you want to apply to your channel. In addition to that, we'll also be including that functionality as just a built-in part of the blocks feature, so that if you block somebody, they won't be able to watch your streams until you unblock them. There won't be any setting for that part, though. It will just be something that always happens when you block somebody. This is something where we've had to make kind of a lot of really incremental progress. We know that this is an area where people want us to do more, and it's just been chipping off kind of one part of the problem at a time. So I did highlight when I was talking about this that this will stop people from viewing your live streams. For the time being, it won't stop them from viewing VODs or clips yet, but that is something that we also want to include as part of this functionality for ban chatters. It's just going to have to be in a future update. On a more positive note, I did want to highlight that pretty recently we did some work so that when you ban somebody, first of all, they can't follow you. And then also if they were already following you when you banned them, we will remove them from your followers list until you unban them, at which point we'll restore them as a follower. But for real with this feature, honestly, both of these features. It made a big difference because there was some kind of cross-team collaboration that had to happen. I had to convince some people that this was important to help us with, and being able to show them that these changes to bans, to blocks, were something that so many Twitch users wanted. Really just made people more willing and more enthusiastic about working with us on it. So just had to plug user voice, keep the suggestions coming.
Let me read you something. Let me read you something that that came up. Fuck, which one is it? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay. Let me read something here. This is a perfect encapsulated example of why the block feature is so important on social media sites. Listen to this. From Jesse Earl. It says, as an autistic trans woman who is harassed often and finds it hard to look away, blocking is the only feature that made this site even minimally viable and safe for me to exist on. Should have happened a while ago, but once this happened, I'll probably be on Blue Sky. But that's a good encapsulation. There's so many groups that are the target of hate groups and just shitty individuals full of hate that have to deal with this shit on a regular basis. And taking the block feature away removes their ability to feel safe. It removes their ability to moderate and manage their own content and who can interact with it. This isn't just a bad idea. It's fucking dangerous. He's basically just putting up a big flashing neon sign. Haters, welcome. Bring all of your hate here. You are welcome here. If that happens, it's like overnight. I guarantee you, all the trolls are already making sock puppet accounts in eager anticipation of the block feature being removed. Oh, we're gonna have such a hate fest. It's gonna be great. Like, you think it's bad now? You have no idea. It's just gonna be an absolute cesspit, just festering, stinking, rotten to the core. The absolute worst of humanity will make that their home. That's what will happen if they take the block feature away. That's what will happen. And people like poor Jesse Earl here will be like, I mean, serious mental harm will be done by this. I can't even begin to describe how furious I am that this is even a thing that is happening. So all of this, on top of all the others, just stresses of content creation, prepping for Halloween. I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to have fun and put together a fun holiday season for you guys. And I am. I'm fighting through it all, but this, like, as a cross-promotion platform and as a communication platform, having this essentially rendered useless overnight, A, means I can't use it anymore, if that's how it's going to go. And B, means I got to rebrand every fucking video I've worked on since January. I got to go in, change all those intros and outros, re-download all the streams from YouTube so I have the footage again, and then re-render all of them. On top of all the other stuff I'm working on. Yeah, and we got what? We got like less than 2 weeks until September when all this stuff is supposed to start dropping. And I am not a happy camper. Can you tell? I am not a happy camper. The problem is compounded by the fact that where the fuck am I going to go? What's the alternative? You know, it was a nice balance I had going. I had I had Facebook that I was using for a while. That turned out to be useless just because of the algorithm. It wasn't because of lack of features. It was just because of pure Facebook greed. I would move to Threads. Threads seems like a nice alternative, and I could maybe integrate that with my Facebook fan page. Maybe start doing something with the fan page again. Maybe start putting up some reels to help cross-promote the shorts and TikTok content. There's possibilities there. The problem is Threads doesn't have a desktop app. I'm a content creator. I'm not a content consumer. Content consumers don't give a shit what platform they're on. They just want to consume content, and sitting there flipping through their phone, that's a nice way to consume content. Just have the algorithm judge what you like and feed you more of it. Just nom, nom, nom. Give me all that content. But as a content creator, I can't do that. I can't be locked into a phone and its fucking limited features, TikTok being the one exception. TikTok actually makes it easy to create content for TikTok. Well, that's great if all you're doing is TikTok. But if you're like a creator that's branched out to multiple platforms and are trying to cross-pollinate across those platforms, you can't do it on a phone. You need to do it on a desktop. And when you're posting hundreds of videos of content and trying to pre-schedule posts that will cross-promote them, you can't do that on a fucking phone. I mean, you can, but it takes forever. I'd rather just sit here and there we go. It's so much easier to do it on a desktop. So Threads, get a desktop app, for Christ fucking sakes. So, of course, I can already hear some of you starting to type up the comments. Don't worry, I know, it's okay. I'm about to cover that. So it turns out, I guess a lot of people wanted a desktop version of Threads. So here's Mark Zuckerberg going back in time to his college days to create the desktop version for us. Now, this is something of a whimsical announcement. There hasn't been any further announcements that I'm aware of. It just says actual footage of me building Threads for web rolling out over the next few days. So the hope is that this is genuine and not just a silly little thing that he posted on Threads for the sake of silliness. I guess we'll find out. But if Threads does indeed have a desktop version coming out, then obviously that's kind of the optimal option at this point, I think, at least as far as potential audience reach and having a similar experience to what we had on Twitter in terms of the conversation, interaction, networking, etc. So here's hoping this wasn't just a joke. As for why I left that part of the rant in, well, it was a good little rant. I know you enjoyed the Z-Rage, so I decided to leave that bit in, even though it was already outdated. Now, just for the record, that stream was from August 19th. This announcement, or joke post, or whatever it turns out to be, came out yesterday, which was the 22nd. So, yeah, clearly Mark Zuckerberg watches my streams and heard my pleas and responded positively. Yeah. And I was thinking, okay, maybe Blue Sky. In fact, I got to delete a tweet here. Yeah. Blue Sky. Maybe you told me this before, Carlatin, and I forgot. But here's the problem with Blue Sky. It's run by Jack, the former Twitter guy. Now, that may not seem so bad, but where's an example here? Do I have the example? No, I don't have. Hold on a second. Let me find it here. Blue Sky. Yeah, here it is. Blue Sky is run by Jack, and guess what? Jack thinks the removal of the block feature is a great idea. So first off, Blue Sky's in closed beta, so it's invite only. If you don't have an invite code, you're fucked. You can't get in at all. Second off, apparently Jack likes what Elon's doing with Twitter and is probably going to do the same thing with Blue Sky. So that immediately rules it out for me, as far as I'm concerned. So what do I got left? What other options? What's the Twitter alternative? I guess we're going back to Tumblr. At least Tumblr, I can schedule posts. At least Tumblr is conducive to the kind of content I like to create. The thing we don't have with Tumblr is the interaction. So that's where I'm at. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. So what was this? Oh, Vermin was asking, plus what will happen to all the people we have blocked? Are they unblocked? Because if my block list becomes unblocked, I will be leaving Twitter. That would be fucky, yeah. Plus what will happen? I should actually check block list on YouTube. Are all the people I blocked over the past 17 years now unblocked? Okay, so obviously while I was editing this video, I thought, I should check that. So it looks like what's happened is the block list has been turned into the hidden users list. So, yeah, Yeah, so that's basically it. So it's the new version of Blocked, which is not as useful. I was just thinking, considering how long I've been on YouTube, I'm actually really surprised how few people are on this list. Oh yeah, I put up with a lot. But actually, what I think was actually the case was I did kind of a curation of this list a while back and just kind of kept the ones that I knew were the most problematic users, and just kind of purged the rest that were like a decade old and probably accounts that don't even exist anymore. He's doing it mainly for advertisers, just to yeah, and that's the thing is like he's not. And that this was a problem with Jack as well. Is these creators of these social media platforms are so out of touch with how people use them and what they use them for. You know, Berman says not just kids, but primarily kids, I reckon, as it was a massive thing in the UK when there were loads of teenagers taking their own lives over cyberbullying. Yeah, absolutely, because they are so pressured by social media. Plus, all the groups of people like Z has said. Yes, actually, that's a good example as well. Kids and social media bullying. I can't imagine what it's like to be bullied in this landscape now versus when I was growing up in high school. I mean, when I was growing up in high school, the only time you'd encounter a bully is when you were in school. And occasionally you might bump into one at the mall or something, or a fight after school. But that's as far as it went. But now with social media, you know, you do something stupid at a party or whatever, and they post it all over social media. It's there forever, you know, and you feel like, I mean, already as a teenager, everything's life or death and everything's a crisis because, you know, you're at the mercy of your hormones and everything is extremes as far as how you interpret things. As we age, we mellow and we realize, oh, actually, so a lot of that shit wasn't such a big deal after all. But you throw social media bullying into the mix with all of that already pre-existing stress of just being a teenager and existing as a teenager and just trying to figure out who you are and what you're all about and curate your friend group and stuff as a teenager. I can't even begin to imagine the hell some kids go through dealing with that. I'm sure Elon's response to everything you just said would be lol, 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 lol. Yeah, no doubt. King Brandis says that's also why I'm not on Twitter. Oh, because there's no desktop app. Yeah, exactly. Make your own, but with blackjack and hookers. Yeah. Hey, if I was a coder, I might be inclined to do that, but I just don't want my life to be a fucking social media platform. It already is enough as it is. Wow, the YouTube block list would suck if it was all undone, or if the bullies chased you to your house. Yeah, that happened on occasion when I was a kid. Yeah, but even then you could lock them out and call the police. True, but X is going to be like you can silence them, but they can still post to other people watching and basically phantom comment about you to others. Exactly. So, I mean, in my mind, what I'm thinking is I'm trying to. I know I need to rebrand those socials. The little bookend videos that I did for the Multimedia Chronicles. I need to rebrand. I need to take Twitter out of there, but I want to have something else that I can put in there. I mean, simply to have you know, it's good to have multiple platforms to kind of cross pollinate. I like to do that, and then you can have certain things that are exclusive to the different platforms, like. Well, my anthology horror comic project, which has been kind of on hold right now because I didn't know where the fuck I was going to post it. I'm like, well, I don't know. Should I even bother posting this to Twitter? Tumblr, honestly, I think would be a great venue for that because I see a lot of similar posts along that line. So, yeah. So anyway, I think Tumblr would be a great place for that. But it does mean rebranding all of those bookend videos. ICQ. Uh-oh. Yeah. Why did they choose uh-oh as the sound for when you get a text? Like, is receiving a text not a good thing? Should not be yay, yay, yay. Actually, that would have been even more annoying. Anyway, let's play some video games, shall we? And that's pretty much it. After that, we got into the gaming and had a lovely time. So, yeah, since then, I've decided I am not, in fact, going to rebrand and re-render all 100 plus videos that I've prepared for Halloween. I'm just going to leave them as is. So enjoy them for the last blast of the Twitter logo before I retire it and move on to another platform for that part of my social networking. It's likely going to be Threads from what I'm seeing. It seems to be the least fucky of all of them. Yeah. What state has the world come to where the Mark Zuckerberg product is the least fucky of all of them? The landscape of social media is changing, and it's going to be really interesting to see where it goes in the next few years. Meanwhile, content creators like me are basically just going to go where the flow takes us to keep bringing the content that we make that you enjoy to you. So, stick around, folks. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but hopefully a fun one. Well, that's it from me to you for now. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.